All right, guys, so everyone is out there talking about 2026, but we just finished the last set of the year for 2025, so let's talk about it. 7 sets next year, but we forget we had 7 sets this year too, if you include Innistrad Remastered. So January to now, November, what were the best and worst sets of 2025? We're gonna rate them ourselves and figure out what we think. Here's our 7 sets of the year. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty automatic with the worst. So let's start with worst to best. We're gonna 3, 2, 1, hold up what we think.
I almost grabbed it.
Yeah. All right, guys. 3, 2, 1, worst set of the year. Whoa, that's no.
Yeah,
this was awful. It ruined the values of any of the other Innistrad cards.
But the posters were elite.
The posters were sometimes cool, in my opinion.
Every single poster they printed was good and great art, and they were still valuable. The posters were. There's nothing valuable in the set except for Chromox. Yet nothing. Yet nothing. That came out a week before it.
That's true. They were pretty back to back. Sticking with it.
Trash. There's nothing good. There's nothing good to say about it. Even the cool Chromox, so you could only get out of the collector pack, was very rare.
Regular packs.
Oh, well, you didn't see very many of them because nobody wanted to open the set. This set has been out longer than any other standard set this year, and we still have sealed cases of collector booster pack. That tells you how bad that set was.
Mechanically not good.
I mean, that's all there is to it. All right, that was number 7. So we got to pick our number 6.
Already done.
Oh, hold on, I'm thinking. All right, I think I got it.
All right. Number 6 in 3, 2, 1. Is that Avatar? Holy cow! I don't.
He likes Aether Drift. He likes cars. He's gonna try his hardest to make people think that's a good set, but it's not. That should have been, if it wasn't your worst, it should have been the second.
Whenever I get to Aether Drift, wherever it's gonna be, maybe first place, I will talk about why it's gonna pop off.
Okay. So for the same reasons as Innistrad not being at the bottom, this is at the near the bottom. The bonus sheet in this was trash. They reprinted some good cards, but some bad cards, but the art was awful. Very low res screen grabs. The I think the Eternal cards that are in some of the Jumpstart packs and most of the collector packs are better than the standard set cards. That's my problem with it. There's like 3 good cards in the standard set, and this set just released, and I don't think it's good. And so I don't think it's gonna stand the test of time, which means I'm putting it second to the bottom.
I have Tarkir at 6 because I really can't think of anything that was impactful. There were some commanders that popped out of it, mostly out of the commander sets, not really much in the main set. I guess Ureni was cool for a bit, and then people went back to Miram for their 3-color dragons. There's some commons that do decent in standard, and I don't know, I can't think of anything else. They reprinted the 3-color enter tapped lands.
The dragons.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'll talk about it when I get to it.
Innistrad Remastered, I think, is the worst of all of the remaster sets they've done so far. They did not have a great pool to pull from for Innistrad to begin with, and I think that hurt it a lot.
All right, 5th place. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right, 5th place in 3, 2, 1.
I mean,
for the same things that Tim said, I do agree this was one of the worst remastered sets. I have a special affinity for Innistrad. I think Innistrad's a great plane, and I do like the bonus sheet cards in here. I think there's good enough cards to reprint, so reprinting it makes sense. So I think the cards in this were better than both of these, which is why I put it above it. But I don't think, because it's not a standard set and because they were mostly all reprints, there's no reason to put it any higher than 5th place. I wanted it to be better than it was, but I'm sorry, the other 2 sets were just worse.
I think if they had done Innistrad a couple years earlier, it would have been a lot better.
That makes sense. But I think Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt were bad Innistrad sets, which those products in here made this not as good too. So
Aether Drift's number 5. I think it's not the worst set, specifically because the Verges are going to be very important for standard soon.
6-7,
Which-
6-7.
No, absolutely not. Neither of those numbers were mentioned. I think there are 5 verges in here. Like we got those, we got Ketramos, we have Stock Up, which made waves in all formats. It is still very impactful. I just think it's got more of an impact on current, like, modern day Magic than Tarkir or Innistrad did.
Your best card is a land and an uncommon. You're still not doing great.
I'm not
The
saying it's a
Chandra
good
is
set.
also good.
Oh, the Chandra is pretty good. The Hazaret did a little bit. I think it's better than these other 2 sets I've mentioned so far.
You haven't convinced me, but
I think thematically it missed,
Yeah,
A lot.
I think it was really, really rough.
and they did not do vehicles well for the set.
No.
it was the most out of universe in universe set I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think the out of universe in universe Edge of Eternities was better thematically than.
they introduced the speed mechanic. Was that it?
Yeah.
And that has gone nowhere. It's not good. A little too strenuous.
Tarkir for me had a lot of hype leading up to it, the first few weeks of release, and then I don't think I have seen a set plummet in how much people liked it so quickly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us were hoping for it to deliver on how Tarkir felt, and I don't think it did. I don't even think they didn't even revisit the Tarkir mechanics, like almost at all.
No, they
There was
copied off their homework and still failed type stuff.
yeah, like the Ugin was really good.
Yeah.
The Mox was cool but basically unplayable.
Yeah.
The Elspeth is good. Anytime you get a token doubler or tripler or whatever, it's good. Fetchlands special guests were cool. I don't even remember the other special guests, which means there was only fetchlands.
They had your 3-color ultimatums in that one.
They did do the ultimatums, which don't matter because
don't.
Pioneer's dead
Rip
anyways.
Pioneer.
So, like, I think it just didn't deliver outside of the commander decks. I think the commander decks were all very cool, but the rest of the set I don't think delivered what people want from returning to Tarkir.
Most middle of the road set. All right.
All right.
The surprising thing to me is we're getting into the top 4 and everyone still has Spider-Man in front of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Let's see. Number 4. Everybody ready? This one's I think one of the hardest choices of the thing.
I'm pretty split between 2.
All right, I got mine.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I almost went with Edge, but you'll hear my reason.
So my reason is the same reason Aether Drift's at the bottom. I don't like the vehicle mechanic, and I think the station mechanic fell as flat as vehicles did in Aether Drift. The stationing sounded really cool, and there was some cards that looked really cool, and I do agree, like the Tezzeret and the new Eldrazi were cool, but I feel like they missed. Like, having a sliver-based card with no slivers was really kind of bumming me out, and having a single Eldrazi in the entire set didn't make sense to me. So the theme of it was unthemed. It was not in a plane that we knew, and it was the most out of universe in universe set that I've seen in a long time, and it just kind of disappointed me in that. I thought there was cool cards in it. I really liked the Galaxy lands. I loved the shocks. I hated the art on the blacked out shocks where it was looking like they were stepping out of the spaceship.
Yeah.
Those I think were the worst reprints of the thing. And for that reason, I'm putting it in the middle and not at the bottom or the top.
Yeah. For Edge, I feel like it was cool to see Tezzeret back. He's a fun character from Magic's past, but like none of the other characters we really got attached to. Like it's cool that it's space themed, but there was no depth to it. Like, I think when they were first like showing it off, they were describing it as like a space opera, like Star Wars. And we really didn't get any feel for like space politics or whatever. But like, I think bringing the shocks back into standard is really important.
But the headliner, Sothera, didn't make any waves.
Sothera has done nothing. The stationing mechanic did fall flat. I do enjoy one of the spaceships, and I think it's cool that it kind of opened up with the introduction of legendary vehicles being able to be commanders was cool, but past that it fell for it pretty flat.
So I was stuck between Edge and Avatar for this spot. The only reason I picked Avatar is because I was not here for it, so I haven't really gotten to experience it yet.
I also don't have any feelings about Avatar. That's why mine.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for me to put this at the top when I wasn't able to be here and experience it.
Yeah.
That's also the first pre-release of the year that I didn't participate in, and I had no desire to participate in. But we had the biggest turnout in both our Friday and Saturday. Well, Friday was the same as Final Fantasy, but we had bigger turnout on Saturday for Avatar than we had for any other set of the year, which speaks to people liking the IP.
Yeah, I think if I had been able to be here for it, it would have been in my top 3 for sure. Probably top 2.
Makes sense. All right, now we're getting to the nitty gritty.
Top 3.
Brass tacks. 3 sets left, and we all have 3 different sets in front of us. All 3 of us have one the same. No, we have 2 the same.
Yeah.
We all have Final Fantasy and Spider-Man in our top 3, and we all have a different. All 3 of us have a different third set.
I think it is nuts that Spider-Man has reached top 3.
That speaks to.
Almost had the same 3 left.
All right, we ready for number 3?
Number 3.
Number 3. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's going to top 2 for. Oh boy.
I was really torn between Spider-Man and Tarkir. I think I have a better feeling about this IP, and I liked some of the cool things they did here. For the same reasons you put Tarkir down here, I put Tarkir up here. I think the dragons they did were really cool. I started playing Magic during Dragons and Cons block, and so I loved the theme of Tarkir, and going back to the plane and seeing the 3 colors, the 5 commander decks were really cool. I felt like it was missing something, but I think it made a big enough impact on Standard when it came out. There's a lot of blue and black dragons and blue and black cards that were being played in a lot of the Dimir lists that I've been playing and I still play. And I think the reveal a dragon mechanic.
Yeah.
Behold. I thought that was really a cool mechanic. But.
It's just kicker, Kevin.
I think the problem that what this set suffered from was it came out too close to Final Fantasy, and it got overshadowed drastically by Final Fantasy. If this would have came out when Edge came, if these sets were reversed, this would have been one of the best sets of the year, I believe. But because it came out when it did, when Final Fantasy happened, all Magic stopped. That wasn't Final Fantasy Magic. And so I think this got just put in a bad spot. If you would have put this at the beginning of the year where Aether Drift was and put Aether Drift would have had the same impact, but this would have had a way bigger impact. And that's where I think this set deserves to be closer to the top, but it did fall flat because of Final Fantasy.
I have Spider-Man at 3. The more I think about it, I might like Edge more, but I think as a baseline with the Universes Beyond sets for this year, it introduced a lot of people to the game, which I think is what we're searching for.
I need to point out that your top 3 sets are all the only 3 Universes Beyond sets.
Yeah, I know.
Almost were.
But like, new people to the game brings new experiences for more people. Like, sometimes it gets a little tiring playing against the same people over and over again. You want your pod to expand, you want to see people thinking up new stuff. People, eventually when they learn how the game works, it's a little complicated, they'll start bringing in new things that we haven't thought of yet. And that's what I think what I'm chasing right now is I want something fresh. So like, Spider-Man was a very rushed set. The commons weren't even supposed to exist. I was very excited to pick up a foil hot dog cart in Big Witchmere last week though, for sure. But like, there's no impact. I'm not gonna play them anywhere. I'm just going to have them to remind myself that Spider-Man was an awful set, but I don't know.
Edge of Eternities is my number 3 set of the year. I actually think it was quite impactful. Reintroducing Shocklands to Standard was great. I definitely think Station, for the most part, missed. There's a few of them that are actually really good. Both of the commander decks very good, which is
That's true.
abnormal for a set with only 2 commander decks. They're usually both bad, or one's terrible and one's mediocre.
Which is what Aether Drift had.
Tezzeret, incredible in multiple formats, and I was really low on that card to start with.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, Ice Till Explorer? I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
that
Ice Till. There's a lot of impactful cards in multiple formats.
What's the green giant?
The
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros, huge.
Consult the star charts.
Yeah, the Vocalist.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those, the mono white creatures. They freshened up Commander by changing that rule and allowing vehicles to be commanders.
Yeah. I don't see it impacting Commander very much, but Tanner had more fun with it. That's why I expected him to go higher.
Yeah.
But I think it had enough of an impact across multiple formats, and anytime they reprint or reintroduce Shocklands, I think it's going to make a large impact. So that's why I've got it at 3.
All right, top 2.
It's very easy for me.
It's easy, but it's not.
It's super easy. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, I feel like the gap between this and this is like way bigger than it should be, seeing this at number 2. I don't think Spider-Man was a good set when you look at like the structure of a set. It was designed to be an Assassin's Creed set. It was designed to have no commons. They added them later. They weren't very good. But the treatments, the flip cards, the bonus sheet cards, the art from the comics, that was all nostalgic for me, and I had a lot of the comics they reprinted the art for, and I'm getting some of the cards from Spider-Man graded to go next to my graded comics, and so for me that was nostalgic. I think this being the jumping off point for Marvel was okay, but I'm hoping for more in the next sets. But what the most thing that has me putting it higher is also the value. People don't like the value of the set, but this has the single highest value individual card in any of the sets printed in this year, including Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Since Alpha, yeah. Like the $33,000 Soul Stone is nuts. Even the Thanos glove Soul Stone was nuts.
Yeah.
And I thought the flip comic, like Eddie Brock, that Lethal Protector was amazing. I saw a lot of people playing it. I saw people excited about it, people buying the cards to collect them. I think that Magic does need a collector market to go with their player market. I think with Pokemon, it's 2 flipped. There's all collectors and hardly any players. But with Magic, I think it's 2 flipped the other way. There's all players and no collectors. And Final Fantasy and Spider-Man have brought more collectors into the market, which increases prices, I know. But it also gets more people buying the cards and then potentially wanting to play the game down the road. So I think Spider-Man was a better bridge for that than any of the other sets that I saw.
I think for me, Avatar has 2 major flaws. The first one is the quality of the bonus sheet. The imaging is awful, but I do think the quality of the image overshadowed the good reprints. Like we saw Valakut and we saw Great Henge, we saw Draenith. There's a Force of Negation, like huge reprints that we've needed, but they just look awful. And then the other glaring
Dockside, we definitely need a Dockside reprint.
Definitely need a Dockside. Oh, Cruel. Yeah, Cruel. Don't get me started on that one. Holy cow. The other glaring error was the quality of the commander decks out of this set. Oh, wait. There was no commander decks. I feel like this was the set that people would want to build full decks out of. And I think there are a lot of good legendaries in the set that people are trying to chase. Like there's every Azula is getting built. And the Jeskai Sokka people are really interested in. I think Final Fantasy helped that with all of the equipment. But I think there's a lot of cool stuff. It's having a big impact on Standard, and I don't think it's going to revive Standard. I think Standard's still dead for a while. But I can dream. I want people to be playing 60-card formats. But I think Wizards needs to do better with that. But overall, I love Avatar. I like the IP. I think there's definitely things they could have done better. But I haven't seen people excited for Magic like they have been for Avatar for a long while. So Avatar's my number 2.
I'm at Spider-Man for number 2. Unless I go up there and grab a collector booster, then it's at number 1. for a lot of the same reasons Kevin said. I think it was a great intro for Marvel for the future sets they have coming in. The bonus sheets were cool. The comic theme, awesome. Drafting the set is awful because the set was never supposed to be draftable.
But we had people coming in and drafting it, which was very interesting.
We also
That's true.
chaos drafted with this a lot.
Yeah.
So I think with one pack of this, it's not bad because you're not
good
stuck
flavor.
with 3 mono white common Spider-Mans in your hand.
I mean,
Yeah.
as opposed to though the draft format, and this is something I was thinking about when you were talking, was the limited format through sealed was, I think, one of the best. That's why I put mine
Yeah,
higher. I forgot to say that too. The sealed,
I think people, out of all of the pre-releases this year, I think had the most or second most fun with Spider-Man.
I had fun with Spider-Man.
Because with 6 packs to build a sealed deck, you're not going to run into those issues. Although in the kits themselves, there was some wild variants. We had people that were literally just playing constructed decks with full play sets of
Yeah.
multiple cards. But collectability, playability, I think we saw more people build new commander decks out of this set than I think any set, maybe barring Final Fantasy.
Common, uncommon, rare, and mythic legendaries.
I've got it at 2. It was tough for me, but if they had designed this as a full set, I think it might have pushed it to 1 for me. But we'll never know
We'll
because
never
they
know.
didn't.
All right, well, it's pretty obvious what number 1 is. I think we should all just give a short explanation why. I mean, it's pretty obvious that Final Fantasy was probably I feel like, from my perspective, Wizards spent the most time and effort making this the closest to what every player of Final Fantasy ever wanted from a card game. And what I think they lost in the Final Fantasy actual TCG, they got in this. Not just the artwork, but going back and talking to the game designers and creators. That's where I think Avatar fell flat for me, was that they just took screen grabs. They didn't go find artists and people who loved the show. But Avatar is a cartoon.
Main set cards.
Yeah, Avatar is a cartoon, but I feel like they really pushed. They pushed the power level of the set so much that Vivi had to be banned recently to fix standard.
Took them way too long.
Yeah, but
Could happen soon.
I think just the entire set design, the nostalgia of it, the reprints. So as much as you say like the reprints in Avatar were good, the art was so bad, nobody wants to put those in their deck.
Yeah.
Whereas the reprints in here were just as good, and the arts were so good that everybody wanted them in their deck. And then you had the 77 neon chocobos that were, or gold chocobos that were crazy, and then the neon chocobos that went wild. And the actual traveling chocobo card was good. So when you have a headliner that's also playable, like the Soulstone was for Spider-Man, I think that really pushed it over the edge for me. And I love Final Fantasy. So, and the commander decks were great. It had everything. It literally had everything.
The only Universes Beyond set that had any.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I think for Final Fantasy, for me, coming from a place where I never played the games, and then the set got me so excited about the IP that I went and bought my first one, shows that it had an impact. I think Final Fantasy will always leave a sour taste in my mouth because of what it's done, like in terms of permanent damage to the market. Like, there were so many people that jumped into Final Fantasy coming from like trying to scout Pokemon, and we're still seeing those people. Luckily, they got burnt trying to do the same thing from Spider-Man, and I think a lot of them have left our market. But like that'll always kind of ruin it for me. But past that, like the reprints were incredible, the art is incredible, the power level was exactly what we needed out of a Universes Beyond set. I think to the point where maybe it shouldn't have been standard illegal with how strong it was. I don't think that's a hot take.
It definitely could have been like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I
Into
think
modern,
so.
but not into standard.
Absolutely. It'll have a lasting impact on Commander. I think it's in a great spot.
I think this was the perfect introduction for Universes Beyond being standard sets. I think this was them coming out of the gates hot and showing us what they can do, as long as they take the time designing the set.
Yeah.
And it was great for all formats, barring VV for standard. It was way too good for standard. It did nothing in modern. Nothing or very little.
but a lot in Commander.
Yeah. But there were so many options for Commander out of the set that I think VV is overshadowed. There was good representation from almost every numbered title.
I still don't think VV was so good that it would have been broken without Agatha Soul Cauldron. Without Soul Cauldron, I don't think VV was good enough to get banned in Standard, and I don't think it would have got banned. That's why I think Soul Cauldron should have been banned, but not VV, and that's just my take on that. But
That deck existed without Cauldron.
Yeah,
They
but
started
it wasn't
playing
as good.
Cauldron in it. They
VV
started.
was first.
They put VV in it first and then added Cauldron.
yeah, but
Yeah, when they
Cauldron what
realized-
made it over the top.
Yeah.
It wasn't over the top.
Cauldron pushed it over the edge.
I think this was great. Please make your Universes Beyond sets like this. Your bonus sheet quality, choices of cards, and actual image quality.
Even though that brings us to the end, I think that also introduces an opportunity for us to follow up this video with the 7 sets that are already announced for next year. What do we think is going to have the biggest impact on Standard, and what sets do we think that this time next year we're going to order in what order? What are we most excited for, and what do we think has the biggest potential? Let us know in the comments if you want to see that video. We'd love to shoot it because I'm actually excited. People are bummed that there's 7 sets next year, but there was 7 sets this year, and I know that they're all going to be Standard legal instead of one reprint set. But also, I think the 7 sets next year are exciting, and I think some of the universes that they're going to go to are exciting. So I don't have a problem with Universes Beyond or with the 7 sets, except for maybe some wallet fatigue. Wallet fatigue is always a thing for people. And so I think, that's what kind of hurts everyone is we can't afford all the things we'd like, but
we can afford some of them.
Yep. So these are the order in which we think you should spend your money, or vice versa.
Let us know in the comments how you guys would have ordered the sets from this year. Anywhere you agree, disagree, your thoughts on them.
Tell us who was right and who was wrong. Thank you guys. If you stayed till this point in the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below what you think your favorite or what your order would be, in order from worst to least, or worst to best, least to best, worst to you tell me. How do you like it? You guys have a good one.
See you next time.